Alright. Everything looking alright. Everything looking good. Everything not being a pain in the butt. How are we on the audio? Move this. Got my kitty cat who will run away once he realizes I'm going to be talking a fair bit. Because apparently he hates my voice. Except he doesn't. I don't know what his deal is. Bird, yeah. So that's playing. We're all set. Okay. So we're still working on this thing. How exciting. I basically have rendered Bony Boy, B. Now we're doing Angie Man. And then after that, we've got all the mush down here and the brain. And then we're going to do the background and then the sky, and then it'll be done after like a few corrections and shit. Oh, let's see if I can get this done by Wednesday. Let's see what kind of progress we make today. So, what are we doing? Here we go. That needs to be fixed. I'm gonna go a little bit darker. I just feel like this should be more metally. There we go. Much better. Damn, that looks good. Thank you. I am quite happy with how it's looking so far. So what's going on with you? I wonder if we'll get the other people from Pixel Art to show up. They were saying how upset they were from missing the stream last time. Cat, you are not going to be happy with laying there. I have to move my hand around. And he just adjusts to get more comfortable. Okay. Just rely on my hand even more as a pillow. I see no possible issues with this. Too many things. Don't want to do that. And there goes the cat. I upset at him. Huzzah! You're here. The stream can now begin. I'm gonna fix that. Had some shitty giant eagle Asian food. I know you said words and allegedly a sentence, but my brain's like, I don't understand. How can Asian food be shitty, for one?
He's kind of gay.
That explains it. It was okay, but not as good as some other kinds I've had compared to those that shit. Also, I had a bright idea to join Cora today. Is that something you can join? I thought that was like an Ask Jeeves type of thing, or Yahoo Answers. It's all freaks and, for some reason, gore. It's now a social media like every app today. Okay, then. Freaks and gore? Sounds like I should join. Get back to this. I look at the homepage and I'm bombarded with results of a massacre or some war victim. Cool. Sounds like what Major V would call the funny pages.
So good and tasty?
Yeah, that's kind of how she would feel about it. So how's your day been? It's been I've been trying to recover from doing book stuff yesterday with my dad. It's always that kind of thing. Doesn't matter how little time I do it. I am pretty much always going to be in pain and or exhausted the next day. And I was supposed to help my niece move her stuff out of her dorm, since she will be out of school for the summer. But I don't know if she decided not to do that today, or she decided to do that without me. Which, if she decided to do that without me, I would like to know why, because I told her I'd help. Loading. No, because I texted her this morning asking when she was wanting to do that, and she was like, well, I'm gonna go out to eat with my friends, and then gotta go do something with my car with Mom after that. And I'm like, okay, well, just let me know. And she kind of needs to get her stuff out as soon as she can. So if she did forget, I will be quite surprised, especially after me reminding her. My day has been pretty boring. This is my second human interaction today. Ooh, that sounds like a lot. Told one of my friends earlier, and that's about it. Well, as someone who can literally go weeks without talking to a single person, That doesn't sound too bad. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what how the lag is over on Rumble. Well, I just now looked up and saw the message. Don't know how long ago that was. On Twitch, I have a 16-second delay on all my streams for some reason. Yeah, it sounds a little bit on the longer side, but not too much, really, with how loud Twitch is. Oh, the delay was much worse on Rumble. I tried to make sure that I was keep an eye on chat just to make sure that you were getting proper information. I'm not too surprised that it's a lot worse on Rumble. I'm not much of a fan of Rumble. Mainly, not like with how the whole site's set up, but it's mainly because of the shit that I have to do every time I stream is really annoying. Like, it's just a little bit worse than how it is for YouTube. But at least with YouTube, I don't have to constantly be copy-pasting a new URL with a new password. Just so that if any of my friends are streaming on Rumble, they can see that I'm also streaming. At one point, I joined and it brought me back to when I was talking about the Asian food. That's weird. You're out of here. You know what? There's an easier way for me to do this.
Oh God, it's so good.
Thank you. I'm trying my best. Well, I also spent a lot of my day pulling the new pixel art app bot. Yeah, Harbor was going crazy about that. And I mean, I signed the position he set up, but I told him not to get his hopes up too much about that. Why is this lighter? Why is that lighter? Okay. Okay. Why is this lighter? What the hell? That's why. There we go. Ha! I figured it out. I'm smarter than past me. Yeah, I don't quite understand why have that bot. Bots like that usually are of no use, are a waste of resources. It would be much better to just actually utilize whatever resources that it would use for things like just better support on site itself, or just better UI, more quality of life things. Well, with the low quality of a bot that it is, it's nothing more than a gimmick. But that's how all the bots started off as. Is this a crossover with what? So it's a crossover with my own project that I'm doing. This character, someone I came up with in January, and I now am writing. I have a short story. I'm working on the sequel. I'm working on some animations and comics and stuff for it as well. But this is Major Fee. She is light of my life. She's an immortal officer for a death cult empire. essentially. And she's a lot of fun, and I enjoy her with all of my being, and so do a lot of other people. Someone asked a while ago who would win in a fight, and at one point in that conversation, Doom Guy got mentioned, and I thought about it, and considering all the things with Doom Guy, or Doom Slayer, as the kids know him, Fee would not really want to fight him as much as she would just be the biggest fangirl. Like the type where she would be in her room listening to the Doom OST with posters of Doom Guy all over her room, like the stereotypical kind of teenager from the 80s or 90s. And then I just kept on thinking about it more and more, and then I was like, man, now I gotta draw this. This will be fun. And has it been fun? Sorta. I've mostly just been hating myself. But that's essentially my process. Bitch and moan until it is bitch and moan until it is done. I wasn't even thinking of that. That was a magical moment. But yeah. Okay, it looks cool. Thank you. I have put about, I think, 41 hours into this so far. I have a very amazing outfit today. I have fish socks, Scooby-Doo pants, and a...
Son of a bitch!
Sorry, I'm trying to catch up. Scooby socks, this is a down shirt. I'm simply amazing and at fashion. Sounds like it. Bitch and moan until it is done goes hard. Bitch and moan until it is done. You are the only person watching on YouTube. I'm also streaming onto Twitch and Rumble. Just in case. I mean, why stream to nobody on one site when you could stream to nobody on 3? Yeah, I hope you enjoy your time here. We stream every Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. We're also going to be doing streams on Sundays, and those are going to be gaming streams. And that will also be at 6 p.m. But yeah, if you want to see my works, there is a Linktree link in the description, and you can go to my Ko-fi, which has a bunch of my stuff. You can go to Pixel Art, which has the majority of my stuff with Major Fee, and what else? I can't remember everything that I have. I do have a Blue Sky, which I post some things on there. Mostly on Blue Sky, I just follow poor artists, and then I just give unhinged replies and comments to their works. Because I have a weird brain. Also, there's a short, like I said before, there's the short story of Major Fee that I highly recommend, not just because I wrote it, but it's actually the best writing I've done. And everybody who's read it says that it's good, so I'm just going to take their word on that. It's like, based on the site, the Wattpad that it's on, it's a 25-minute read. I don't know how they're calculating that, because that is not a 25-minute read for me, but I also read slow because I'm a bit dyslexic. But yeah, I just saw your stream in the YouTube recommendations and decided to watch it. Well, that's, I appreciate a lot. I have been streaming since 2009, which really shows how entertaining my streams are with the stats that I have. I started streaming on a website called livestream.com. You would not believe the kind of service that website had. Well, I mean, still has. It's still around. It's just kind of a mockery of what it once was. It used to be like the place to live stream. Man, so it's on there for a bit. And for a bit, I mean a few years. I just read the reply you made. I really like the hair and face. Good soup. Also Ponus. That is a friend of mine who draws a lot of porn. And he draws a lot of gay porn. And the kind of gay porn that has a big old whacker. To the point to where I call that a ponus. That's not a penis, that's a ponus. I'm going to actually cut this out in a different layer. So I'm not liking how that looks. Multiply. That's a little bit better.
He's kinda gay.
Yeah, I know. Hence the ponus. God. That's how that works. It was about fucking Gambit. Your point? Even though I don't understand your language, it's still interesting to watch. Well, I'm glad that you find it interesting. Hopefully, I don't talk too crazy or fast to where you don't understand a single thing that's being said. As someone who once lived in a different country that spoke a different language, I can understand the struggle of trying to understand, considering I never was actually able to learn Portuguese. So that sucked. But I'm glad you're here. I hope you enjoy your stay. Well, tell it to take... to take some time or something. Stop being so dramatic. In the late 90s, as a kid, I lived in Brazil, in a city called Manaus, which is like right on the Amazon River, so it's in the northern part of Brazil. Whoop, wrong thing. There we go. Alright, B-Tunes. Have a good sleep. Hope you get some rest. And I hope you hit that subscribe button. And I guess ring the bell. And do all that crap that apparently I'm supposed to tell everybody to do. But yeah. Have a good night. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Were you born there, or did you just live there? I just lived there. My parents were missionaries. And so we lived in Brazil for 3 years. We were supposed to live... We weren't actually going to live in Manaus. We were supposed to live in a little village that was downriver from it. It was a 7-hour speedboat ride downriver, which was horrible. I hated it so much, and apparently I was not the only one. And so the village we were supposed to live at, was called Santo Antonio. The reason why we didn't end up living there is because we didn't realize this at first, but there's something, I guess, that grows there. Either a fungus or a plant or something that put stuff in the air that made me and my mom super sick. But it would take like about a week for it to really start messing us up. But when it hit us hard. So, couldn't live there. But we had already dedicated 2 years of raising funds and like moving our lives down there. So, ended up just living in Manaus, and once or twice a year we would go down to Santo Antonio for some missionary meetings. And the boat trip back up, typically, I mean, I think a couple times we took a water plane. I think that's what they're called. But typically we would take a slow boat, and it would be like a 3-day trip. How long were you there? I'm pretty sure I said 3 years. We went up there in like 98, and then we came back in 2001. So yeah, I was 7 or 8 when we moved down there, and then I was 10 when we came back, because we came back in February, so my 11th birthday hadn't happened yet. was kind of hoping that that more people from Pixel Art would come. They were saying how they were upset that they missed last stream. Well, I would appreciate that. And if there are any lurkers going on in any of the streams, if you would just share the stream, I would greatly appreciate it. Streams are more fun with more people. To a point, but still. More viewers, holy shit. Who are you people? I should do this. Yes. Come on. Hello, damn you. YouTube has been such crap lately. Go on. Where'd my cursor go? Where's my cursor? There he is.
Dope sniffers.
Oh my god!
Dope sniffers.
Yeah. Seems like that's how YouTube's kind of functioning right now, like a bunch of dope sniffers. Copy. 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 Are you gonna do it? YouTube, why you crap? Why are you the poo-poo? There we go. Far we be. Close that. And get back to this. 5 viewers! Wow! Oh my god, I need to put that sound now. The reverb. Wow! Why you stinky? I'm not stinky. Stinky's a friend of mine. This. What? No, first we need to do this. If we're gonna do that, we need to do this. Wrong layer. There we go. I wasn't really planning on getting this detailed with the shading on Angie Man, but here we are. I mean, it's worth it. I just have to bitch and moan until it is done. God, if I could get somebody who sounds like that voice to say that for me as a recording, I would fucking die. I can try to make it myself and then like just mess with the sound of it. Okay, I don't feel like I'm just gonna do this like this, cause screw it. I mean, I had to repost it several times just to get it over 100 views. And there's not been that many people being like, hey, mods and maker of site, look at this thing. Unlike with my really big ass piece, where like a bunch of people saw it and were reposting it and adding the mods and peoples. So I think mainly if you get a lot of people who do that, that's probably when they'll actually give you the staff pick. Now, if this piece doesn't get staff pick, I will be a bit upset. You did an hour or two ago. Yeah, that's just one person. And while I value that, pixel art doesn't really. Probably because they get loads of people that at them about all sorts of works, or you know, bitching and moaning until it is done. keep thinking there's somebody that left a message on Rumble, but no, that was just you a while ago. I'm like, oh, there got a person. Oh, never mind. The ghost of a person. I am the ghost of comments past. Check this out. The Star Desserts. Oh, thank you. Makes me feel special being noticed. Ooh. Are you talking about The Perfect Roommate? I mean, I remade it once, which is probably the version that you saw, which I have not. Did you read it on pixel art? Because the comic itself doesn't exist anywhere, really. Because the site that it was on went closed down.
He's kinda gay.
I know. Just closing down like that, being a bitch. What am I doing? There it is. I can't remember what other sites I have it on. Maybe coffee? No? What other site is it on? Can't remember what other site I have it on. Because it's been years since I've even messed with it. Oh my god, I totally forgot about that site. Two episodes. Is that all the episodes? Let's see. No. Okay. I have 180 subscribers on there? When did this happen? I stopped caring about anything on there because, like, I don't know, it was like, I feel like it was like the span of like a year or two, and I literally was getting nothing on there, and so then I just kind of abandoned it. Well, because there's more episodes. See, what was the last one? Kitty Eyes. So that was during season 2. Which was when I was really struggling to get issues done. And we only got like... what is it? Three or 4 issues into season 3 before I had to drop the whole thing. Why do I suddenly have 180 on there? I don't understand that. That's kind of confusing me. When did you get a girlfriend? I thought you were gay. Yeah, I really like that issue. That's a good one. I love Armin. He's a... So when I was... Originally, when I made that comic, I had a co-writer, and essentially, like, I really just wanted to have somebody to bounce ideas off of, and then I would actually draw the comic. And she kind of just stopped talking to me after like a couple months. So I was like, well, guess I'm just doing this myself then. But when we were making the extra characters, because I already had Vicky, because she was the reason why the comic started, and I already came up with Ned and Guy. But I really needed help with like extra characters. So we came up with Frank, Armin, Styx, and Dwayne. Which Styx and Dwayne just tickles me because they're nothing but jokes. Like everything about them's a joke. But I was like, okay, I would love to have a character who has a really thick accent, but the kind of accent that's easy to write to where when you read it, you hear it. You hear that accent. And so we thought about a couple different countries to base them off of, and then we decided to go with German. And then it was like, okay, well, if we're going to do German, I don't want to do a lot of typical jokes of that hint at Nazis. Mainly because I thought that would be boring and not make an interesting character. But I thought it would be hilarious to have him talk in a very shouty way because of how aggressive German can sound. And so he basically, like, his volume knob went to 11 and broke off, and that's all he does. So I found that to be extremely amusing. And so I was like, this is perfect. Like, he's a really nice guy and everything. He's just like, he's an immigrant from Germany. He's got a thick accent. He runs a comic book store. What more do you need? But yeah, so I enjoy Armin. He's a lot of fun. Sometimes I'd like to go back to making that comic, but making comics, at least for me, is arduous at best. So I don't really know why, because I can work on something like this and be fine, but if you get me to work on a comic, which I love making comics, but yet working on a comic is just like, I want to die. Except when I was making the ones for Fee. I have made those two comics of, or comic pages rather, of Fee, and those were just a lot of fun. So I'll probably get back into making actual comics with Fee, because anything I do with Fee, I just have a blast doing. Which was not really the case necessarily with The Perfect Roommate. Even though I absolutely love Vicky, she is my girl, and I want everything for her. They're on pixel art. They're in the Major Fee folder, album, whatever it's called. There is one about her giving a speech to some conquered people, saying how, like, no longer are they gonna have to deal with their old government, and all that stuff. And then there's another one celebrating me hitting 200 followers. And those were a lot of fun. And very quick and easy to make, really. But yeah, I would like to do a comic of the first short story that I wrote. The thing is that I'm trying to develop a design philosophy with Necropole. So that I can put that into the designs of everything. problem is that if I'm not drawing a character, I hate drawing. I don't like drawing non-character things. Yeah, I really enjoy them. It's just that a lot of questions since then have not really been ones where I would I would draw it instead. They were more of like explaining things instead of being like, oh, he could answer this. Because I used to do that back in the day in the Markiplier fandom. I did that with my version of Darkiplier. And I also did that when people just asked me questions. And they're a lot of fun. I really enjoy them. I mean, yeah, that could be one. Right now, it's going to take me a little bit of time to get to it since I'm trying to get this thing done, and then I got May going on. What is this? Is that what it is? Is that all it is? Ah, what the hell? And I just hit my mic. Everything's going smoothly. I love it. Why? When did this happen? How did I do this? What happened? Where was I? Oh yeah, I had a blast making that. Death is for fires that burn down the whole town. I just, something reminded me of that song. And I was like, oh my god, Fee doing Plankton's part would be perfect. So I had to draw it. Like, I had no choice. Well, I mean, if your friend does, then she does. If not, then not. You didn't really expect us to get super deep in the stream, did you? Well, that's just some of the things that we do here. You're really philosophical. Last night, some friends of mine in a Discord call were talking about a roleplay Discord that they're in. And it's like, what if mythical creatures, but in an office job, essentially? I guess it's based off of a podcast. I don't really know. But it was sounding interesting. And I came up with a character who's just this really short, fat guy with no face. Like, not that he wears a mask. He has no face at all. And he's extremely monotone. And he does not express himself in his body language. Like, hardly at all. And I just thought that would be very amusing, especially in an office setting where he's like head of sales or HR or something like that. A position where he has to talk to people. Water. Delicious. That is not what I pressed.
Drink plenty of water over the next 24 hours.
Pudgyman. Not Slender Man, Pudgyman. Let me just show it. I did save it. Yep, this is him. Just a character with no face, no personality, working in a position where he has to talk to people. I think it'd be really funny if he was like head of sales and he was actually really good at his job. And yet he has no personality. I find that to be quite amusing because I'm very easily amused. Holy shit.
Oh God, it's so good.
I know, right? Just delicious. How did I miss all this? I've been really working on this piece while being tired and not really wanting to work on it. I would like to get this done before May. But at the very latest, I want to get this done by the 14th. Hello, Wizzle. How is you? There she is. Oh my god, a female. What do we do now? Ah! Start screeching. How are you doing? How is your day? Nobody panic! There we go. Would you like to see what I'm working on, even though you can kind of see it over there, but it's very small? I could just press this button. There we go. I know how to do things. Yeah, this is what we're working on. This is what I'm breaking my hand over. The sacrifices I make. Mostly, I can't wait to be done with this, so I can just do more drawings of her. I miss just doing random doodles of Fee. I want to go back to doing that. I love drawing her. She is light of my life. Is that weird? Most likely, yeah. Am I weird? Yeah. So it makes sense. I think Wizzle left. Damn it, Gino, you scared Wizzle away. You'd have to take that out of your pay. Rhyme.
What kind of garbage is that? Oops, my anarchy symbol.
You need to be careful. Okay? You can't scare people away. The anarchy symbol does not handle it well. That's just how it is. I can't help it if that does that to you. I love how that's the first time that sound's actually been used. So yeah, how are things? How is life? What's going on? should probably put the highlights in as I'm doing the shadows, because I'm doing both on this one layer. That would be smart. That's why I didn't think of it. Insult via text? What is this world coming to?
That was definitely a troll gag. That is delicious.
Okay, well, as long as it's just troll, I think it's fine. As somewhat of a troll of myself, but in like a fun way. I'll allow it. I'm so glad I put in these sound commands the way I did, going exactly as I was hoping it would. Yeah, Wizzle, how are things? How has your day been? Playing Primus on bass and watching me draw. Sounds like a good night to me. Ooh. Every time I talk to a friend of mine about, like, the shenanigans we get up to, either in these streams lately or stuff that happened on pixel art, and I'm like, yeah, so a fan of mine, it feels so weird to say that, because I've been at this for so long, that saying, like, oh yeah, I actually have a fan. What? So I greatly appreciate any love and support. You have no idea how much it means to me. What games am I planning on playing tomorrow? I've got 2 that I might play. Not sure which one. So there's Soulstone Survivors, which is one of my favorite games. They had a big old update the other day. They added a new class and an entirely new game mode that I actually really like. They also announced that it's going to be having its full release in June, which I'm excited about. And then there's also Rogue Genesia. Genesia? I don't know. Which is a game I got recently that I've been enjoying a lot. They're both roguelites, because I love roguelites. Well, I do have Half-Life 2, but that... I don't know what it is, because I've beaten it a few times. But for some reason, in the past, like, 10 years, whenever I've tried to play it, I get motion sick. And I've never actually played Half-Life 1. Well, I've never played it all the way through. I've played a tiny bit of it in the Black Mesa version when it was on Game Pass, and I had Game Pass. But I don't have Game Pass now. And I won't have it again until either I magically explode online or I get a job. Both are in the progress. Saving. I think now is actually a good time for a break. So, get up, stretch your legs, get some blood flowing. Go pee, you know, because apparently I have to tell you what to do. That's what the streamers, they all say. They tell you what to do because you're all like very stupid children apparently. I have to tell you what to do. Now obey and give me all your money. Okay. We'll be right back. cock? What? Put the glove back on. Make sure you put it on correctly. There we go. Alright. I don't know how much longer I've got in me, but we're gonna find out. Probably stop using the soft brush when I do these kind of borderline shading. It's no real point. I'm going to be using the blur tool anyway. Nope, that's too much. Do you still do streams with friends? Yeah, whenever they're available. Usually the way I prefer to stream. But for some reason, my friends won't revolve their lives around me. Fucking bullshit. Yeah, if you think I'm unhinged, you should just see my friends. We're all equally unhinged. We're all unhinged down here. Space horses. Trying to think of which one that one is. Yeah, I never really recorded my streams. I used to back in the day. I stopped doing that. One, I'm very limited on the amount of space I have. And two,
It's kinda gay.
look, I'm trying, okay? Just because I have issues, shut up. Yeah, I've got a few clips with him. We've been friends for quite a while. Still trying to think of what clip it's Space Horses. Like there's the one where like there's a clip of us where we got our asses handed to us in Age of Empires 2. I tried to look on my page, but YouTube is being back and slow.
He's kinda gay.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, that one. Space Horses, okay. Yeah, that was a birthday stream I did years ago, and we were just talking, and we were talking about the ninth Star Wars movie and how bad it is. And yeah, I just mentioned, or he made some joke about it being stupid if there to be like space horses or something. He hadn't seen the movie, and I was like, yeah, that actually happens in the movie, and he's like, what? That was a very amusing moment. I feel like I'm having a stroke because I smell chicken being cooked. I can't wait to get my hands on Ye Doom: The Dark Ages. I wish I could get that game, but as my finances are now, I cannot. Also, I kind of want to wait to see what kind of gameplay it has, because 2016 and Eternal have very different gameplay loops. So I wonder if they're going to stick with Eternal, or if they're going to change it up a little bit. I would assume they're going to stick with Eternal, but Who knows? Since they changed it up so much between the first two. Jesus fucking Christ, I was joking. Yep. Ah. So I probably won't play it then. Much like a friend of mine, I'm not a huge fan on switching between weapons. I'm the kind of guy who likes to go around and shoot all the bad guys with the same thing. I'm a very lazy player. It's part of the reason why I play support characters in team shooters. Because all I have to do is sit in the back, make sure everyone else stays alive. I don't have to aim much. But I'll definitely watch the shit out of those, like, 0 damage, 100% runs. Those are glorious to watch. But still, I am pretty excited about the game. Because there's just, like I said, it's so much fun to watch. Watch all the insanity ensue. Is the parry what's used when they're flashing, or is it like a typical parry thing where you have to time it just right when they're attacking and then you like basically can fuck them up? Because again, I never played Eternal, so I can't quite remember exactly what the parry mechanic was. I've always been trash at parry mechanics, so I probably don't like it either. Like, they added a parry mechanic in Path of Exile 2. And I tried to do it. Still trash at it. So, yeah, that whole mechanic that they made for that one class, I can't do. Yeah, they are impressive as fuck. The, no damage runs. So cool to watch. Why? What? YouTube, why are you being stupid? Why is you dumb? Oh, by the way, I should probably zoom out to show how this looks so far. So the crossover is with Doom and my character, Major Fee, right here. I am making essentially a multimedia thing with her. I'm writing stories. I have a short story right now. I'm working on the sequel. I'm making comics, illustrations, animations, all that jazz with her. And somebody asked who would win the fight, and Doomslayer, Doom Guy, got involved. And I was like, I don't think Fee would want to fight him. I think she would be a massive fangirl of Doomslayer. And then I thought about it, I kept thinking about it, I was like, damn it, now I have to draw it. Of them fighting together, and she's having the time of her life. Let's see, the parry mechanic is a new mechanic, but it isn't new in when the enemy flashes green and you have to shoot them which is what the Marauder design is, except this time, when their attacks are or projectile flash green, then you have to parry that attack or projectile to get an opening. Ah, so it's a typical parry. Nope, can't do it. I don't think so, Tim. That's a no for me, dog. Wasn't it Harper or was it Shadowman? It was definitely not Shadowman, because I've been working on this since before Shadowman even showed up. It was either Harbor or it was Stealth. Stealth Gray, or whatever. It had to have been one of them two. Probably Harbor, most likely. But both Harbor and Stealth were asking a lot of those who would win in a fight questions back then. So it's really... You would have to dig through my pixel art wall to really find it. So I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember who to be mad at for this drawing, but here we are. But yeah, really hoping I can get this done before the 15th, although I'm pretty sure I can, because we're pretty far in this as it is. Not as much as they did before. It was like every single day I would get at least one question about it from both of them, really. And I really enjoyed doing that. I love answering the questions about Fee because, one, I get to talk about Fee. Point for me. Two, it helps me develop stuff with Fee. And sometimes the questions will lead to like canon factoids about her. Okay, this is coming along nicely. But yeah, I probably should have said this earlier. Welcome, Tanner. YouTube. I'm glad you could be here. Hope you're still there. And I hope you enjoy your stay. And if you have any questions about anything, I like to answer things. I like to pretend that I know things. And that I am the Smurf. Whether that is true or not, I don't want to talk about it. I'm not exactly sure when I'm gonna do the magma sessions. I really don't know. Like, I would love to do that because that'd be a lot of fun, but I don't know. I don't really have an excuse on what's taking so long to get around to that. Besides the fact that I'm trying to get these things done, and my health has been a pain in the ass lately. I'm not liking how the things I usually do to get through stuff quickly has been backfiring on me with this piece, and only with this piece. I don't know why. I don't know why. Why is it tormenting me so? You can use something called Excalidraw. It's easy to set up and has a massive canvas. I mean, I feel like Magma has a pretty big canvas, so it would still work. Though, mainly the idea was to do it on pixel art with using pixel art's thing, since that's mainly where my following is on pixel art, which still feels very weird to me. Mainly because I'm at my age, and the only place where I can get any kind of following is where there's mainly kids. And I'm like, are you serious? This couldn't have happened like a decade ago? Now it's making me look weird. Make me all paranoid. I mean, I've seen them on there. Because they're like things where they're going on, you can join in. Where the hell is it? Okay, I've seen it. I've looked through it before. Why can I not find it? I hate it here. Mom, pick me up. I hate it when reality gaslights me. John's getting upset. Like, that's the whole reason why I had the idea. If I saw it, I was like, oh, we could do a thing like that. You honestly deserve more recognition for your work, especially because of how long you've made content. I kind of feel the same way, but I have to accept reality. Otherwise, I get sad. Okay, what Tanner say? I think they should have gone with simplicity this time around instead of Eternal's design. Eternal's design fit its arcade aesthetic, whereas this game wants to focus more on power fantasy. Based on the look of the game, so far that we've seen. Yeah, I would definitely agree with you there. It does feel like it's leaning. It might be a mixture of the two. They might have the same philosophy of Eternal, but maybe take a step back on the difficulty of it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. What would be fun, I think, I don't know if there's actually a mode for this, but essentially a survival mode, but in the same styling as in 2016. I think that would be a lot of fun. But I'm also a slut for those for that game mode, which is why I really like roguelites. Specifically roguelites that are like Bullet Hell or Bullet Heaven, those types. I have a lot of fun with those. What am I doing? Where am I? Oh, great. What am I doing? What is wrong? Ah, that's what I did. Alright, let's get this back going. More. Put that back on. You know what? It'd be easier to do it this way. I wonder if I can actually do it like this. This. And probably gonna have a few glitches. No, that worked perfect. Outwitted the canvas. By the way, I never asked you, what kind of music do you listen to the most? So I am honestly one of those people that listens to everything. There are certain genres that I listen to less than others. Essentially anything mainstream I don't give a shit about. But I would say the genres that I gravitate to the most are metal and electronic. Like, really anything electronic for the most part. But definitely metal. And then I like to listen to like some out there stuff. But those are the two genres that I tend to gravitate towards. this is the way I usually wash my hands. This is the way I usually do ambient occlusion. I just fill in a area with my dark color and then erase it away. Yeah, like the music we've been listening to throughout the stream. One, I feel like this whole album is essentially the theme for Necropole and Fee. Like, it fits so perfectly. Should I just merge these now? Hold on. Let's get rid of this crap. I forget I did that. It does not take long for me to forget things. There we go. Mage. Overlay, and there we go. There we be. I can't remember if I have the first Doom games. I think I have Doom 2016 on Steam. I can't remember if I have the original 90s ones. I do have 3, because I did a Let's Play of that years ago. Many, many moons ago. I watched a highlight video of that today. Oh my god, my audio quality was so bad. I was using a headset at the time, so that makes sense, but still. Oof. Oof is all I can say. There's some good moments in that. My favorite moment was when I'm escorting some scientist guy through that and fighting an imp. I dodge a fireball and I shot him and I'm like, and I turn around and the guy's just fading away because he got hit by the fireball. I'm just like, oh, fuck. Not necessarily. So, Doom 3 is not liked because of how it came out. Doom 3 BFG edition is pretty good. Original Doom 3, pretty trash. Yeah, I didn't end up finishing the expansion or DLC or whatever of that game, because around the time that I was starting that, since I was not getting any support of doing YouTube full-time in real life, and the main reason why I was doing this because I was literally crippled. I literally could not walk at the time because my left leg was paralyzed. But that didn't matter to anybody. I was told I had to give it up and go get a real job. So that's how that went. So when I first developed having fibromyalgia, we had no idea what was going on with me. All we knew is that I was just in extreme pain. Like the kind of pain where I'm just curled up on the floor, twitching and crying and barely breathing. It was pretty rough. And so we were seeing all sorts of doctors to try to figure out what was going on. Went to one doctor who was supposed to be like a pain specialist. And this guy, oh my god. We should have sued him. Not just because of what he ended up doing to me, but how, like, we were just treated the whole time. It was horrible. I have trigger spots along my lower back. So these are parts on me that are extremely sensitive. That if any pressure gets on them, I'm in so much pain. Like, kind of pain where you want to throw up. He, every single time I would go see him, would just love to just shove his thumbs into my trigger spots. And whenever I would complain about it, he'd be like, boys can't handle pain like girls can. I'm like, the fuck does that have to do with anything? Does that mean I can stab you? What the hell? And his solution to fixing everything was just put numbing stuff in. So, one time we were seeing him, and I thought I found a new trigger spot on my hip. So he was like, oh, okay. Just went, grabbed a syringe out of his drawer, because he just keeps them there. And then he just stuck it into my hip. Didn't wipe it down or anything, just... It hurt like hell. And then, about 45 minutes later, I'm at my physical therapist because I had so much pain shooting from my spine down my leg that a muscle in my back was so tense that it practically was a rock. Like, the physical therapist said he has never seen a muscle this, like, tightened before because of pain. So he was focusing on turning that back into flesh. And I'm doing this one exercise where I'm laying on a table and I have one of those exercise balls underneath my legs. So I'm kind of like in a sitting position, but I'm laying on my back. And basically what I'm doing is that I'm just rotating my legs and kind of just twisting my back to stretch it out. And so then he's like, okay, just do this exercise. We're about halfway through your session, so you can just take a break. After that, I'm like, okay, cool. So I do the exercise. I then take my right leg off of the ball. And then I look at my left leg. And I'm just like, Why you no move? Why are you not moving? I am telling you to move. My leg was just not responding. I could feel it, but it just was not responding. So it was paralyzed, not numb. And I literally had to, like, shift my whole body just to make my leg go plop right next to it. And I was like, huh. And I looked over, I was like, I think something happened. I apparently forgot how to leg. Like, I legitimately was not freaking out. I was more confused than anything. I don't know why I wasn't freaking out. That feels like something you would freak out about. But, yeah, so I walked in there, but I had to use a walker to leave. So that was fun. And then, yeah, I was essentially mostly bedridden. Like, I could get out of bed, but I couldn't use my legs, so I just had to, like, hobble. But yeah, I was like that for, I think, like 3 months. My leg doesn't work. Just a normal Tuesday. Oh, well, I'll be darned. But yeah, so then, yeah, it basically was, I couldn't do much except hobble out of bed, hobble to my desk, and draw. And that's, like, pretty much all I could do. And that was, like, for 3 months. I was able to kind of get around enough to be able to get into a wheelchair and move around in the wheelchair. Yeah, we didn't sue the guy. Mainly because we didn't realize that he caused this. But we stopped seeing him. But yeah, and so then basically because my leg went out at a physical therapist, no other physical therapist would take me because now I'm a risk. So I had to teach myself how to walk again. And so it took me 2.5 years, almost 3 years, to actually walk without assistance. But yeah, so I thought he might, after like years later, I thought he might have actually nicked a nerve. But my current doctor thinks what he actually did is that he basically filled a little pocket that's like where your leg goes into your pelvis.
Oh God, it's so good.
I know, right? There's like a collection of nerves that goes through there. My current doctor thinks that he filled that with the numbing stuff, which is why I could feel my leg, but I couldn't move my leg. And it has like permanently damaged the nerves in my leg. So like my my left leg is not as capable as my right leg. I can only, if like I'm standing and I move my right leg backwards, I can go like, I don't know, like 45 degrees plus, I don't know. My left leg, maybe 10 degrees, maybe. I literally cannot have my leg, like, make myself move my leg with that on its own backwards. It's much more likely to give out on me. It experiences much more intense pain. And, yeah. So, that's fun. And also because of all this stuff, I found out that the femurs, so the ball of the femur, that kind of goes right into your pelvis, that likes to just very slightly come out of socket from time to time. Not enough to where you can actually just push it back in. It's just very slight. And I want to die when that happens. Doesn't happen often, not anymore. It used to happen all the time. Now it doesn't happen quite so often. Every now and then, though, it will hurt so bad that I can't walk and my leg is curled up. And so I'm hopping around. But yeah, that's basically my life. Just one permanent disease after another, because I also have Meniere's disease, which is a disease that affects your ears, that essentially causes a lot of vertigo, makes you lightheaded and stuff. And it's a permanent one. It does not go away. So I'm always going to have ringing in my ears because of it. And I'm always going to be at risk of having vertigo. You know, exciting stuff. I love it. Isn't that the syndrome where the ligaments in your joints are really weak or practically gone away?
So good and tasty.
So basically tinnitus? Tinnitus plus? Tinnitus multiplied. It's probably more accurate. Yeah, I used to work with someone who had the had a condition where her joints and tendons basically didn't really exist, and so it mostly would happen in her shoulders, but it happened in all of her joints. They would completely dislocate, and she would have to have surgery. And I'm just like, fuck, that's rough. I'm glad I don't have that as well. God, having fibro and then having that? Just kill yourself at that point. It's not worth it. That would hurt. That would be horrible to go through. Jesus Christ. I'm starting to hurt just thinking about it. Because fibro basically makes your...
Gay.
Yeah, I mean, if you can think that if you want. Oof. Ooh. Ooh. Ew. I mean, technically you can't be decapitated from that, but... I know what you mean. Ew. I don't know about that, but I mean, sometimes it feels that way. I have had several people tell me that they don't know how I am able to do what I do with having this issue. Which I don't know if that means, like, it's really fucked up for me to be this way? Or what? I appreciate the sentiment. I am currently unemployed, so I am looking for a job. I am actually in a program that's to help me get a job that better accommodates my disabilities. So, hopefully I get one soon. Right now, I'm just kind of living off of my savings. So I should still be fine for about another couple months. I should still be fine by July, which if I don't have a job by then, at least I will still be able to get back some money I invested. I'm not gonna get much back from it, but I'll get my original money I deposited, so that'd be nice. Oh. But yeah, basically right now my main source of income is commissions. I'm helping, or I am a partner with my dad in a book selling business that we have. So I get some money from that. I do have my merch store. I haven't made a sale on that yet, but still, I have that. Right now they only sell shirts with my designs on them. It's one of those on-demand type of things, kind of like Redbubble. I just get a better cut of the sales. And so, yeah, and then whatever pennies I get from streaming. So, maybe in a couple more years I'll get my next paycheck from Twitch, which will be the first paycheck I've gotten from Twitch since 2020, 2021. You know, exciting stuff. I often wonder, why do I still do this stuff? Well, mainly because I'm stubborn as all hell. But that's not the point. Although that might mainly be the reason. don't know. I'm just glad I didn't actually quit. Even though I had every reason to. Like, who the hell keeps making content when nobody gives a shit for 15 years? 16 at this point. Because, like, when I started streaming was also when I started posting online and stuff. So, yeah, 2009 was when I started making content in general. I'm just trying to put my head up for air. See if I want to go back under. What do you want? There's my phone. There it is. Boo. Okay. How are we looking everywhere? There. What? Why does this keep popping up when it was from years ago? What happened to a like I had? Damn. Okay. Well, that sucks. How are we looking over here? See, YouTube? Even Rumble's able to actually load. Why you suck? 42 views over here. I don't know how it counts views. I feel like it counts views if you just see the thumbnail. Like, how do I have 42 views on this stream so far? When... Okay, why does that not have the part 6? What the hell? Why is everything falling apart? Why am I so bad at streaming? Why? Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. Should I keep streaming this? Should I stream this tomorrow instead of gaming? Where did Otakala go? What happened to the power? Who am I talking to? You know what? I think now's a good point to stop anyway. I am tired. My hand hurts. And I'm tired of looking at this guy right now. Been staring at this guy for dozens of hours now. Well, about 14, 15 hours in just the past few days. Pretty sure I'm about 45 hours into this piece. And most of that was spent inking. Because this is definitely the most detailed line art I've ever made. Yeah, this is the line art. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Did not realize I had that there. Fortunately, that's behind the... That's underneath that stuff, so that's not a big deal. Well, I got a few spots there like that. Oh well, won't see in the final piece, final render. So that's okay. That's alright. I can't wait to get all this stuff shaded and everything, and then I can put in some more visual effects stuff. Even though down here there's lots of different textures, I feel like this is actually not going to be that bad to do the lighting and stuff for. I think once I get done with Doomslayer here, with Doom Guy, the rest of this is actually going to go very smoothly. I hope I'm right. Because, you know, I don't feel like bitching and moaning until it's done. God, I hope I can get somebody to where I can figure out to do a clip of that. That's really funny. That really amuses me. Bitch and moan until it is done. Oh, shit. Okay. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and end it here. Announcements. Tomorrow we'll be streaming again, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. Not sure if I'm going to do a gaming one or if I might just work on this just to make sure I get done with this. I'll think about that. What else? I have a short story of Major Fee. Links to that is in the description, or on Twitch it's in my website section in the about. Not necessarily a description, but you know what I mean. If you're on Twitch, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, check it out. I'm very proud of how it turned out. I'm working on the sequel right now. That's turning more into a novelette than a short story. Which apparently, a novelette is what's in between a short story and a novella. Never even heard of it before. So, that's fun. And then, what else? I am doing a challenge next week, starting Wednesday. It is what I call an ink a day of May. What I'm doing is I'm taking a list of 30 submissions that I got to draw people's characters or personas, and I'm drawing each one of them every day. Kind of like an Inktober type of thing. And so that's exciting. I'm going to try to stream as much of that as I possibly can. I'm trying to figure out... I might just, like, work on it in the evenings. Quite possibly. That way, if I want to work on other things in the mornings, I can do that. We'll just have to see. But I will stream it every day if I can. So then, that's fun. I hope you guys tune in for that. And then, you know, do all the things that people say to do when they're gonna then they make videos and stream and stuff. You know, follow, like, sub, send me a sandwich. I don't know. I hate doing that, but apparently it's required. So, you know, do the things. Freeze. I would appreciate it. I would love you. Maybe not. But I would appreciate it. Yeah. And like my socials, you can follow me there. Blue Sky, I shit talk there. Pixel Art, I kind of do the same thing and I post art. And all that other crap. You can figure it out. I believe in you. So, I think that's it. I think that's everything. I mean, I do have that merch store. Link is in the link tree. So yeah, go get some nice merch. Basically t-shirts, but they have cool designs on them. So yeah, do that. I think that's pretty much everything else. So with all that being said, I'll see you guys next time.